You've officially entered week 14 of pregnancy. So, welcome to the second trimester, or as it's often referred to, the golden trimester. This is where things really start getting exciting. Your baby's growing fast. Your body is doing some incredible things. And get ready for this. This is also the week where you might start to feel those first little flutters. Yep, those little flutters of movement. Are you curious about what's happening inside your belly right now? Well, if so, go ahead and grab a comfy spot and let's dive into all the juicy details about week 14. Let's start with the star of the show, your baby. By week 14, your little one is about the size of a lemon, roughly 3.5 to 4 inches long. But don't let their size fool you because there's a lot happening in there. Your baby is stretching and growing those tiny limbs like a little Pilates pro. Their arms and legs are getting longer and more proportionate. So they're starting to look less like a tiny alien and more like a human. You're building a masterpiece. Here's where it gets really exciting. Your baby is practicing their moves. Yep, they're kicking and wiggling and stretching. You probably won't feel it just yet unless this isn't your first pregnancy. But trust me, it is happening. And once you do feel it, oh my goodness, it's like an absolute miracle. Oh, and get this. Your baby's facial muscles are starting to work. So they're practicing all kinds of adorable expressions. They're even starting to suck their thumb. Oh my goodness, they're growing so fast. Now, let's talk about you because, mama, you're in the second trimester glow up phase. Yep, you've probably heard of the glow up, right? Well, it's not just a myth. Your increased blood flow is giving your skin that rosy or golden glow. Plus, those raging hormones are cranking up your oil production, which can give your skin that dewy look. Just remember, the great glow up comes with great responsibility. So don't skip your skincare routine. Now, this week, you might feel like you're finally turning a corner. Your nausea should be easing up a bit. You're probably less exhausted, and you might even feel like doing a happy dance, maybe. Well, enjoy it, mama, because you've certainly earned it. One weird thing, though, that you might notice this week is a stuffy nose or extra mucus. It's called pregnancy rhinitis. I talked about it in another video, but for the sake of this week, it's important to understand that it's totally normal. Your hormones are to blame again. I know, shocking, right? All right, let's talk about your week 14 checklist. These tips will help you feel great and help you prepare for all of the exciting things ahead. Your baby can hear muffled sounds now, which means they can hear you. It's the perfect time to start talking, singing, and even reading to your little one. It might feel a little silly at first, I know, but trust me, it's such a special way to bond with your sweet baby. Now, cravings, yep, they are real, and I'm all for indulging in moderation. Say it with me, in moderation. However, I want you to just consider this. Try focusing on eating colorful and a variety of fruits and vegetables. Think reds, greens, oranges, and purples. Your baby is soaking up all those nutrients to grow big and strong. If you haven't already, make sure your next prenatal visit is scheduled. This is also a great time to start thinking about questions that you want to ask your provider. If you need a list of must-ask questions, I've got you covered. Just check out the link in the description. All right, it's time to slow this train all the way down and get real. One of the biggest things that you can do right now, the biggest and best thing is to start prepping for breastfeeding. Now, I know it feels far away, but trust me, laying the groundwork now will make all the difference later. As a matter of fact, one of the secrets for successful breastfeeding moms is that they learn before the baby arrives, so that they know what to do when baby gets here. So, this is something important I really want you to remember and take note of. Breastfeeding doesn't always come naturally. For some, it might, but for most people, it actually doesn't. It's a skill that you learn, both you and your baby together. That's why I created my breastfeeding course, Teach Me How to Breastfeed. It is packed with evidence-based tips to help you start strong, especially if this is your very first time breastfeeding. So don't wait until the baby's here to figure it out. Start learning now. Another component I want you to consider is to talk to your partner, your family, and your friends about your breastfeeding goals. Having a support system that cheers you on can make all the difference when the going gets tough. Okay, before we wrap up, let's talk about what's coming up next week. Week 15 is all about growth, movement, and getting to know your baby even better. We're going to talk about the size of your baby, how fast they're growing, a few daily movements that they are practicing, and we'll also talk about some surprising pregnancy tips that you might experience and how to handle them like a pro. Plus, we'll dive into some fun ways to bond with your baby as they grow bigger and stronger. All right, that's everything you need to know about week 14. Also, I love chatting with you in the comments. So tell me, what's been your favorite part of pregnancy so far? I want to hear from you. Yes, you. Until next time, remember, you've got this and I've got you. See you in week 15.